What I'm going to say here may not be especially profound. It's probably something that you've heard before. I don't know. Maybe you have. I don't remember hearing this in these exact words ever before, but it seems like such a simple concept that it would have been expressed somewhere, and that it must be expressed in umpteen places. But let me just express it here in my own way. Understanding the media makes a lot more sense, or one can grow to understand the media much more astutely once one realizes that the media is not about, and what I'm talking when I say the media, I mean the mainstream media, the major media, the controlling media, the media that has all the clout and the power. That their goal is not to cover what's happening, to talk about what's happening. Their goal is not to be reactive, to say, here's what's happening in your world, but rather their goal is to prompt or promote what will happen in our world. Let me say that again. The goal of the major media propagandist outfits, everything that you come across that is big and funded by billions of dollars, and heavily controlling of the airwaves, controlling of the radio waves, controlling of the internet for the most part. Although the internet contains its scrappy group of dissidents as well, as I've talked about in a previous video. But again, generally speaking, if you read a news article from the New York Times or from NPR or from the Wall Street Journal or elsewhere, what you're getting is not, here's us looking at the world and telling you what we think, or telling you the way it is, right? Basically, let's just say, and telling you what we think, because they've dropped most pretense of being objective over the last decade or so. But it used to be they had a pretense of objectivity, and I think they still sometimes, uh, contrive to promote themselves as objective. It's because they have no shame that they think people will actually believe them when they say, no, we're just being objective here. But anyway, the main takeaway is they're not telling you, they're not just looking at the world and telling you what to think about what's happening in the world. Okay, their goal is to tell you where they want you to go, where they want your mind to go. It's not backwards looking and and saying, here's some stuff that happened. Here's what to think about it. It's more forward looking. It's here's where we need for you to. Here's what we need for you to do with your bodies and your minds and your souls. We need you to take them in these directions. So it's not reactive so much as it is what I don't know what the word would be. Manipulative, yes, but manipulative in a particular way. Okay. So you go and look at some. I mean, they still have news magazines. They still have glossy news journals. Newsweek, I was out of it for a time. That they were just online for a time, and now it looks like they're back. I saw them on the magazine rack at the bookstore. So they're back with this article about Telexit. About the whole idea of Texas seceding from the Union. I know that's going on. I know that's something that's being talked about right now. Vis-a-vis the border, and the Texas state government's tendency to defy what they're being ordered to do from the federal government about the border, and so I get that that's a story, all right, and so it's a legitimate story. If you're a news person, it's a legitimate story to cover. But if I picked up that magazine, that Newsweek magazine, which had Telexit on the cover and a big picture of the state of Texas, physically separating from the rest of the contiguous United States, I expect what I would find in it is where they want you to go next. Not here's what's going on now. It's here's where we want your mind to go next. And I think the news media just makes a lot more sense that way when you look at them that way. And it's not just an issue of propaganda or looking at them as propaganda, because we already know. I mean, you're a fool if you don't know that they're the propaganda that's being promoted from on high. But the question is, again, what is their purpose? What is their overarching purpose? And I'm here to tell you that, in my view, it's not about it's not about looking at the world and saying, here's what's going on. It's about trying to make you see a whole different world as if it were the real world, and to push you in that direction, to push you in the direction of the world that they want to construct and that they want you to help construct by supporting them with your minds, because ultimately that's it. They want mind slavery, as dramatic as that may sound. They need to harness your mental compliance. So much relies on that. So much relies on whether you give them your mind or not. Otherwise, they wouldn't care. They would just they wouldn't care what you were thinking. And they do, of course, or I should say, the forces who operate the media, they'll do what they want to do. And do they care about you? No. Do they care about how you feel about it? No. Do they care about you in any way that, do they care if you're alive or dead? No. Would they kind of like you to be dead? Yes. All right, all that is true, but at the same time, they also know that it's important that they harness your mind and push and pull it, prod it, entice it with the carrot or scold it with the stick, and get it to be where they want it to be, so that you are supporting them, so that your minds are supporting where their mega mind, their so that your mental capacities are chained up with their intentions for the world. All right. I think I took a simple idea and made it needlessly convoluted, but that's just me. That's what I do. Anyway, let me know what you think in your comments below. And by the way, tune in tonight, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today is Saturday, February 17th, and I will be doing a live cast tonight at 10 p.m. Thanks for watching.